Good day, everyone. Welcome to school year 2021-2022. This is Maria Ivy G. Tanyesa, your math teacher. As your math teacher, I will try my very best to impart you with this principle. I love math because math is fun. Yes, learning math is fun. So children, relax, learn, and have fun. Our lesson is adding simple fractions with mixed forms without or with regrouping. As you know, a fraction is defined as a portion of a whole that can be represented with numbers. In your past lessons about fractions, you were taught different prerequisite skills like changing the similar fractions to similar fractions, reducing fractions, finding the LCD or the least common denominator, and many more, which were very useful in these lessons. In addition to that, you will be learning the fundamental skills involving fractions. So in this lesson, you will learn to 1. Determine the correct steps in adding simple fractions in simple and mixed forms without or with regrouping. 2. Add similar fractions in simple and mixed forms without or with regrouping. Third, manifest accuracy in solving number problems. In previous years, you knew already that performing basic operations with fractions, such as adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, will need your understanding about what fraction represents. Your knowledge about fractions is an important skill in mathematics and its application in everyday life. Yes, indeed, fractions and other math skills is an application in our everyday life. Like this picture. What have you seen in this picture? Yes, you're right. A girl. That is Miss Kara. Fill the empty bottles with alcohol since alcohol is very important to us in this time of pandemic. We need to disinfect our hands all the times to stay away or to get rid with those virus and delta. And this is the situation. If Miss Kara fill half of the bottle with alcohol, then add a quarter more. What you have in the bottle is the sum of the amount of alcohol put together. It can be expressed equationally as 1/2 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. In this, an example of an equation involving addition of fraction. You may have noticed that adding the numbers doesn't seem to work like the way you know how. Don't worry. This lesson will help you learn the skills in adding fractions. But before you start, you check yourself if you already have these skills from your past lessons. Are you ready, children? So please prepare your pen and paper. Let's have an activity. So the direction, choose the letter of the correct answer. Are you ready? So you just simply write the letter of the correct answer in your answer sheet. Number 1. The following fraction is equal to 1 except the following fractions are equal to 1 except A 4/4, B 5/5, C 5/8, D 9/9. Now choose the letter of the correct answer and write that in your paper. Number 2. The LCD of 8 and 3 is blank. The LCD or the least common denominator of 8 and 3 is A. 24, B. 12, C. 18, D. 36. You may take your pick and write the correct answer in your answer sheet. Number 3. Change 15/4 to a mixed number. Change 15/4 to a mixed number. I'm going to give you 10 extra more seconds for you to solve with this problem or situation. So 10 seconds starts now. Okay, you have it. A. 3 and 1/4. B. 3 and 3/4. C. 1 and 1/4. D. 2 and 2/4. So which of that mixed numbers equivalent to 15/4 or 15/4? Write the letter of the correct answer on your paper. You're done, children? Let's proceed with number 4. Simplify 8/24 to lowest term. Simplify 8/24 to lowest term. So again, I'll be giving you 10 more seconds to solve. Okay, 10 seconds is up. A. 2/8, B. 1/3, C. 1/4, D. 2/3. Now write the letter of the correct answer. Let's have, done children? Let's have number 5. Add 2/8 and 4/8. Add 2/8 and 4/8. Another 10 seconds for you to solve. Begin. Okay. A. 6/8, B. 1 and 7/8, C. 11 and 1/2, D. 3/4. Again, A. 6/8, B. 1 and 7/8, C. 11 and 1/2, D. 3/4. Yes, very good. You're done. So let's check your answers. Okay, ready children? For number 1, the answer is yes, letter C. Number 2, the LCD of 8 and 3 is 24, letter A. And in number 3, 15/4 to mixed number, it is 3 and 3/4, letter B. For number 4, 8/24 in lowest term, it could be 1/3, letter B. And number 5 is D, 3/4. Did you get all correct answers? If your answer is yes, you've learned a lot and with this lesson. But if your answer is no, you have to continue so that you will learn how to add fractions. Okay, let's proceed, children. As you have seen there, It is an example of fraction. Fractions are part of a whole. Example, in 3/4, which 3 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator, and it is divided by a fraction bar, or what we call bar. And there are 3 different types of fractions. Okay, try to observe the set of fractions. Yes, you're correct. They have common denominator, which is 8. And these are similar fractions, which fractions have the same denominators. Next type of fraction. Oh, in this example, they have different denominators, and we call these fractions as dissimilar fractions. Fractions will have different denominators. And the last type of fraction, what have you observed? Correct! There's a whole number and a fraction. And you call this as mixed numbers. So mixed numbers are made up of a whole number and a fraction. So, as mixed numbers, it can be expressed as an improper fraction or vice versa. So let's take this mixed number, 4 and 2/3. We can express this mixed number into improper fraction by multiply the denominator by the whole number, then add the numerator and copy the denominator, like this. So 3 as the denominator, you multiplied it with the whole number, which is 4, and add the numerator, which is 2, and you are going to copy the denominator. So 3 times 4 plus 2 is 14, and copy the denominator, which is 3. So 14/3 is considered an improper fraction. Improper fraction, the numerator is greater than the denominator. So as what you have observed, 14 is greater than 3. So that fraction is an improper fraction. Unlike otherwise, improper fraction can be changed to mixed number. So let's consider this improper fraction. 7/5. Again, 7 is greater than 5, so this is an example of improper fraction. And how are we going to change that into mixed number? Simply divide the numerator by the denominator, like this. 7 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. And 5 subtract that from 7, it gives us a remainder of 2. So to form our mixed number, the quotient serves as the whole number. So the quotient 1 serves as a whole number. And 2, our remainder, will make our numerator. And then copy the denominator, which is 5. So our improper fraction, which is 7/5, could be changed into mixed number as 1 and 2/5. So we are just simply renaming the improper fraction to mixed number. We are not changing the value of that improper fraction. We are just renaming. Okay, children? Did you get it? So now, fraction can be expressed in higher term or to lowest term. To express a fraction to its lowest term, we divide them by their GCF. By the way, children, it is really important to change or to express our fraction in lowest term because that is the end point in fraction. Fraction must always be simplified, meaning fraction must be in lowest terms. So how to find the GCF of 5 and 20? This is just an example. Using the listing method, we are going to list down the factors of 5 and 20. So the factors of 5 are 5 and 1 because if you multiply 5 and 1 together, the result is 5. And next for 20. 20 has several set of factors. We have 5 times 4. We have 20 times 1. We have 10 times 2. So those are the factors of 20. Now, to determine the GCF, or the greatest common factor of 5 and 20, you are going to look at in the list. So, the common factor of 5 and 20 are 5 and 1. But 1 is an exception to this. So, we are going to consider 5. So, the GCF of 5 and 20 is 5. Okay, another process. The least common multiple of set of numbers can be used as the least common denominator when adding dissimilar fractions. Okay, take note, adding dissimilar fractions, you need to have your least common denominator because, again, children, you cannot add or subtract dissimilar fractions. You need to change the similar fractions to similar fraction first. Okay? You will learn that onwards. Now, what is the least common multiple of 6 and 9? Again, we are using the listing method. 6, you're going to list down the common multiples. The multiples of 6. So you have 6, 12, 18, 24. It is just like skip counting by 6. And 9, same thing. You skip count by 9. 9, 18, 27, and so on. Now, you've seen already the common multiples of 6 and 9, which is 18. So therefore, the GCF of 6 and 9 is 18. Did you follow? Are you still with me? Okay, let's proceed. We have here situation. Let's understand thoroughly this situation. Jose jogs regularly. He jogged 1/5 kilometer, then rested for a while. He jogged another 3/5 kilometer, then stopped. How many kilometers did he jog? Did you get it? Again, Jose jogged regularly. He jogged 1/5 kilometer, then rested for a while. He jogged another 3/5 kilometer, then stopped. How many kilometers did he jog? Okay, so this situation asked us to add 1/5 and 3/5. So in this part here, you have the representation. The first rectangle that represents 1/5. The second represents 3/5. And the last or the third that represents the answer. Try to observe the rectangle are commonly divided into 5 equal parts. So if one part added to 3 parts, it gives us 4 parts. So 4 out of 5 division. On the other side, if we are going to do that in equationally process, what kind of fraction are they? Yes, they are similar fraction. So since they have the same denominator, you can directly add the numerators, then copy the denominator. Take note, if they have the same denominator, you can do or you can add directly. Just simply add the numerators. So the numerators are 1 and 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4, and then copy the common denominator, which is 5. So your answer is 4/5 kilometer he jogged. Did you get it? Okay, let's have another example. Now let's take 2/8 plus 4/8. So the same thing. They are similar fractions. So just simply add the numerators. 2 plus 4 is 6, and copy the common denominator, which is 8. But try to observe the 6/8. So 6/8 is not in lowest term. So we need to simplify the answer by dividing the numerator and the denominator by their GCF. Take note, simplify the answer by dividing the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor of 6 and 8 is 2. So make sure you divide both numerator and denominator by 2. So 6 divided by 2, it gives you 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So our answer with that equation is 3/4. That is the final and simplified answer. Okay? Copy, children? Do you have any doubts or questions? Okay, that will be answered furthermore. Let's have another situation here. The scouting club hiked 3/4 of a kilometer to the lake and another 5/8 of a kilometer to the campsite. How far did they hike in all? So the scouting club hiked 3/4 of a kilometer to the lake and another 5/8 of a kilometer to the campsite. How far did they hike in all? So see, in all, and it signals us, it's the keyword of addition. So this situation asked us to add again 3/4 and 5/8. Try to observe the fraction. What have you noticed? Yes, they have different or dissimilar, they are dissimilar fractions. Do you think we can add them directly? Very good. It is a no-no. In the illustration, the fraction is having an equivalent. So try to observe. The first rectangle, this represents 3/4. The second, it's 5/8. But since we cannot add directly 3/4 and 5/8 because they are the similar fraction, we have to do something. We have to change. So 3/4 must be changed to its equivalent fraction. And the same thing as 5/8. Yes, so let's consider the least common denominator. The least common denominator of 3/4 and 5/8 is 8, as what you have seen in the illustration. So first, you divide 8 by 4. It gives you 2, and multiply that to 3. So you have 6. So 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8. And do the same thing in 5/8. So the least common denominator is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, times 5 is 5. That's why you have the new numerator, which is 5. So now, they are similar fractions. Add the numerator, then copy the denominator, and simplify the answer. So we have 6/8 plus 5/8. 6 plus 5 is 11. Copy the denominator, which is 8. So your answer is 11/8. Remember, I've told you already that is an example of an improper fraction. So improper fraction must be simplified to mixed number. So you know already that you are going to divide the numerator by its denominator. So 11 divided by 8 is 1, and it will give us a remainder of 3. So our answer is 1 and 3/8. Final and simplified answer. Did you follow? Good. Let's have another situation so that you could really master this lesson. Samantha prepared orange juice. She mixed 1 and 2/3 liters of liquid juice and 1 and 4/5 liters of water. What is the total number of liters that she mixed? Oh, I'm so thirsty. I want to drink orange juice so that it will boost our immune system. Let's take vitamin C in this time of pandemic. Right, children? Okay, so here we are going to add mixed numbers. And it's sad to say that they are dissimilar fractions, so we cannot add them directly. We change them into their equivalent fractions using their least common denominator. Or the LCM of 3 and 5 is 15. So let's find the equivalent fractions whose denominator is 15. So in 2/3, our equivalent fraction is 10/15. Just simply divide 15 divided by 3 is 5 times 2, that's 10. And let's proceed to So the equivalent fraction is 12/15. So 15 divided by 4/5. So they are now similar fractions. 10/15 and 12/15. Add them like similar fractions. So 10 plus 12 is 22. Copy the denominator, which is 15. And 22/15 is an improper fraction. So again, we are going to change that into mixed number. So 22 divided by 15 is 1, and it gives us a remainder of 7. So 22/15 will be equal to 1 and 7/15. But take note, you have there whole number 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So add 2 and 1, 7 over 15. It gives us the answer of 3 and 7/15, the final and simplified answer. Get it? Very good. Oh, so happy as your math teacher. You've learned a lot, and we will proceed. I think you're ready to rumble. So children, let's have our activity. 1. Directions. Find the sum and express your answers to lowest term. Take note, express your answers to lowest term. So I'll be giving you 5 minutes. Is it enough? Okay, 10 minutes for you to answer this activity. Ready? Start. Okay, time is up. Children, we're going to check your answer. So same thing, you will be the one to check your answer. Ready? I'm going to flash on the screen the correct answers. For number 1, you have 1/4 plus 2/4 is equals to 1 plus 2 over 4. So it gives you 3/4. Correct! Very good. Number 2. Oh, this is addition of the similar fraction. Okay, take note. We change or we give the equivalent fraction of 3/4, which is 6/8, and 1/8 into also 1/8. And then let's add it already because they are already similar fraction. So 6 plus 1 over 8. It gives us 7/8. And it is already simplified answer or the simplest form. 3 claps. Very good. Next, number 3. Oh, similar fractions. So you could add the numerators directly. 1 plus 3 over 6. So it gives us 4/6. But it is not in lowest term, so you need to divide both the numerator and the denominator by its greatest common factor, which is 2 over 2. And our final and simplified answer is 2/3. Very good. Number 4. Uh-oh. Now it is, yes, the similar fraction. So you need to give the equivalent fractions of each given fraction. So the least common denominator of 5 and 2 is 10. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. Multiply that to 3, it is 6. So 3/5 is an equivalent fraction of 6/10. And proceed to the next. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Multiply that to 1, which is your numerator, and then your new numerator is 5. Now we have already similar fractions, so we could directly add the numerators. 6 plus 5 over 10. It gives an answer of 11/10. Then again, it is an improper fraction. So you need to change that into mixed number. So 11 divided by 10 is 1, and it gives us remainder 1. So 1 and 1/10 is our final and simplified answer. Correct. And for number 5, yes, you are going to combine or to add mixed forms, but their fractions are similar. So first, you are going to add the whole numbers. 2 plus 3 is 5. Just set aside. Then let's proceed with our fractions. 6 tenths and 2 tenths. So 6 plus 2 over 10, it gives us 8 tenths. But 8 tenths is not in lowest term, so we need to have the GCF, which is 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we have 4/5. Just simply affix or attach the set aside sum of your whole number, which is 5. So 5 and 4/5 is our final and simplified answer. Well done, children. Very good. So since you've got all correct, we will proceed to the next activity. This time, you are going to read each item carefully and do what is asked. So, just write the letters of the correct answer in your answer sheets. I'm going to give you 10 minutes for this. So timer starts now. Done, children? So let's check your answers. Number 1. What is your answer? Bang! Yes, letter C. Number 2. Dang, dang, dang. Letter D. Very good. For number 3. Oh, yeah, that's letter C. And number 4, it's letter A. And for number 5, it's letter D. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bravo. So, this time, you are ready to explore. You need to learn more. Okay, children, good luck. This is your assessment. So just simply choose the letter of the correct answer. You are going to answer 10 items, but you need to answer this 5 first. Okay? Okay. So, I'm going to give you 6 minutes to work on this. Ready? Begin. The same thing, children. Write the letters on your answer sheets. So, time is up. Let's check the first part of your assessment. Number 1. Which of the following fractions are equal to 1/2? Except the following fraction, I mean are equal to 1/2 except correct, letter C, 3/5, 3/15 I mean. For number 2, the LCD or the least common denominator of 12 and 9 is 36, letter B. And to change 21/4 or 21/4 to mixed number, it gives us 5 and 1/4. Correct. Letter C. For number 4, to simplify 12/36 to lowest term, it gives us 1/3. Letter C. For number 5, which of the following fractions is in the lowest term? So try to choose with all those fractions. Which of that fraction is in lowest term? It is 6/31, letter C. Correct. Very good. So now let's continue. You're going to continue in answering assessment number 6 to 10. Ready, children? Here it is. So 5 minutes to work on this. Be very careful in your computation. Okay, time's up. And let's check. So you're going to add 5/8 and 6/8. The answer is 1 and 3/8, letter B. Number 7, your answer is letter D. And number 8, yes, if you are going to combine 9 and 6/8 and 2/3, the result is 12 and 5/12, letter A. And for number 9, if you're going to give the sum of 9 and 2/9 and 3 and 4/6, it gives us an answer of 12 and 8/9, which is letter D. And for the last, the sum of 4 and 5/6 and 9 and 2/8, it gives us 14 and 1/12, letter A. So how many of you got 10, children? Yes, very good. Okay. So children, I think we've done everything. And now I'm going to give you an additional activity. So you are going to solve this word problem. You are going to write your answer in a one whole sheet of paper together with your answers or your results in our previous activities. So you're going to submit that in our Google Classroom. Write your name on the paper. Clear? So, well done. Good job, children. See you next time. Bye. God bless and keep safe always.